All right, guys. Burn Factory here. Gonna talk about Nate Diaz getting arrested yesterday. Gosh, what's new?
What's new? Nate Diaz is always in the headlines, I feel like.
Every single day of the week he is.
But in this case, it's a little different. So there has been a video that has surfaced the internet where Nate Diaz is caught choking out Logan Paul, which turns out to be a fake Logan Paul, and his name is Rodney Peterson. There was a boxing fight or event that happened in New Orleans, Boxing Misfits. I think that's what the event was called, where Austin McBroom and Gibb headlined. It was more of like an influencer boxing event. At the fight, Nate Diaz was there, and this guy named Chase Demore, who was on a Netflix series called Too Hot to Handle, influencer star, now actually fought on that night. But after he was done fighting, he was in the stands. And I don't know if you guys saw another video that surfaced where him and Nate Diaz kind of had some words for each other. Nate Diaz got up and threw the water bottle at him. He threw the water bottle at him. That situation kind of escalated, de-escalated, somehow found its way out onto the streets, in which they kept going at it. And you know Nate Diaz, they traveled deep. I mean, he had probably 20, 30 guys with him. Full brawl breaks out in the middle of the street, and that is when Nate Diaz and Rodney Peterson were caught on video in that whole altercation themselves. So, Priest, after watching the video, what do you think? Is he deserving of it? Is he not?
Well, let's back up a few things right here. These influencers that keep fighting these influencers in boxing has to stop, dude. It's not doing any good. I feel like this is the whole reason why Nate Diaz is even locked up, is because you have that guy who Nate Diaz threw a water bottle at. I don't know if you guys saw the video. He proceeds to knock him out, and in boxing, you can't go down to the ground, and it's not MMA where you can keep hitting the guy, and he keeps doing it, and then proceeds to celebrate. Like, he doesn't even know the rules of boxing. He should never be allowed to fight again. And I'm just so frustrated because these influencers are starting to take over boxing, and if you want to become
destroying it.
If you want to become a professional boxer, go sign a real deal with a real organization and
train for real. Don't just go hit pads like yourself with your filmer or something. Like, if you're going to become a boxer, become a boxer. Get amateur fights and go up the rankings, turn pro. But don't just do these stupid freaking influencer fights. And now everyone thinks they're a boxer. Everyone thinks that they can beat up whatever. Oh, bro, I'm a boxer now. I can mess you up. I can knock you out. Dude, no, you can't. And this is what happens. It starts massive, massive brawls with people who are about that. Nate Diaz is about that. He's not going to let someone come talk to him and be like, yo, I can knock you out because I did a damn influencer boxing fight where I knocked my opponent out and proceeded to keep punching him on the ground and get disqualified. And now I'm 0-2 in boxing. I'm talking about Chase Demore and that. It's like, dude, come on. I get if you want to be a boxer. I get that. I 100% get that. And if your passion's in boxing, that's good for you. But do it the right way, dude. Don't do these stupid influencer fights where you're fighting someone who's gaming last night. Like, actually fight a real fight. And then be like, oh, okay, I'm a boxer. But everyone knows who's a real boxer, who's a real MMA artist, is that you don't walk around with a chip on your shoulder like, oh, I'm an MMA fighter. I could beat you up. No, you just use it in worst case scenarios. And that's what Nate Diaz did. I don't think he's at fault at all. He should have not been arrested at all.
I agree.
If you look in the video, Nate Diaz is back up against the wall. Dude is walking towards him, not pushing him, but walking towards him, making him walk back towards the wall, has his hands up like this. The guy had his hands up. Rodney, the guy who got choked out, had his hands up. But dude, you don't know what's going to happen. He could easily go, boom, sucker punch. Like, Nate Diaz has no idea what's going to happen. He doesn't know if he's going to punch him, if someone's going to come from behind him and punch him. He didn't know. He grabs his hands. The camera kind of goes away, comes back, and they're kind of tussling, which makes me think that Rodney guy kind of pushed Nate or whatever and escalated the situation. And Nate Diaz just choked him out. He didn't punch him. He didn't knock him out and kept beating him up on the ground. He literally choked him out, let him go. That was the end of the situation. And then the dude went on Instagram and Twitter making videos like it was a celebration that he got choked out by Nate Diaz.
I saw that.
He thought it was cool. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you're going to go press charges after you thought it was cool and you were famous and you were viral for one night? Dude, it's ridiculous. If this happened to any other person besides Nate Diaz or besides a MMA fighter, a UFC star, or a boxing star, you wouldn't even heard about it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I feel like the only reason why Nate's getting charged is because the guy suffered damage to the head. Whenever he fell, he cracked his head. I know, but I'm saying if he doesn't crack his head or something, there's no charges there.
Yeah. It's not like Nate went out there and was trying to start stuff.
Yeah.
Even at the fight, he wasn't starting stuff. Chase kept chirping him because he thinks he's good when he's 0-2. And all Nate Diaz was just throw a water ball at him. Mm-hmm. Nate Diaz is not at fault here. It's ridiculous. I think the charges need to be dropped. I think they will be dropped because, dude, Nate Diaz didn't do anything. It's all self-defense.
What are you going to do now for the Jake Paul fight and Nate Diaz? Is that fight even going to happen? Because if
he gets charged, it's not, because it could be jail time.
Yeah, if he gets charged, it's at least up to 6 months in jail. So, man, I don't know.
It would be ridiculous if that happened. I see no way that this happens.
I don't either.
No way. It was all self-defense. Nate Diaz didn't just go out there to some random person and put him in a chokehold. Like, he felt like he was getting attacked, and he just choked him out. That was it. He didn't choke him out, let him go unconscious, start hitting him on the ground, start jumping him. No. He choked him out, and I didn't even see Nate Diaz after that. After he choked him out, he was nowhere to be found. They just panned over to Chase Diamore trying to start a fight with someone.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what you said is true. The influencer boxing is making everyone think they can fight. And it's putting a lot of people in danger, dude. Think about all those bystanders that were there that weren't even part of it. They were just out on the town, just trying to have a good time in New Orleans. And they get caught in a massive brawl between some guy who thinks he's a fighter and Nate Diaz, who's just trying to protect himself.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's stupid at the end of the day. Super.
Nate Diaz should be free.
Stupid.
And he should not be getting charged with second-degree battery.
This is the Burn Factory.